Hey, 12th grader, surprise. All right, Mr. Irmer back here. What's the funniest thing you have seen a kid do? September 18th, it's Friday, it's the first Flex Friday, so we'll get into the routine. Funniest thing I saw a kid do when I was a substitute teacher for a kindergarten class. Kid asked me to go to the bathroom. I didn't understand why he was going to the bathroom. I didn't know that's what kindergarten kids did. I said, yeah, okay, duh. And he took off and he had his pants down below his ankles before he was out the door. I thought that was hilarious. All right, your daily journal, ACT daily tip. We're going to look at active versus passive voice real quickly. You got ACT coming up on October 6th. We got a new vocab word. These are coming from ACT study packets. So the vocabulary words are relevant. Got a quick assignment that's asking you to think about your work. Today is mainly just to check in. We have an activity that's going to help you kind of guide you next week through learning about your summative assignment and doing the research for your summative assignment. But I think it's more of a soft assignment that will help you think about your own motivations. So today, we're just checking in with you about how your week's gone. Just want to make sure everyone's doing well. Always let me know if you need anything. We'll review some notes. A couple of students. Not a lot of people did this from yesterday, so I didn't have a lot to sift through. But I did find a couple of responses out of the 5 of you who did respond. So I'm going to look at those. Make sure that you are keeping up on our assignment. So that's all I have to say about that, really. Exploring your motivation. So I've got a letter to yourself about what it is that you're being motivated by to explore the issues that you've chosen. I've got details about how to write that letter here in a minute. All right, ACT, oh, there are your vocab words. Let me see here. Nope. Here it is. Active versus passive voice. Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. So let's look at some examples of what really that means. Okay, active voice. When the subject of a sentence performs the verb's actions, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. So here are some examples. Monkeys adore bananas. So we have the subject monkeys doing something and they're liking bananas. The cashier counted the money. The dog chased the squirrel. So the subject monkeys is acting and they are doing something here. The cashier did something here with the money. The dog chased the squirrel. So they're acting and they're doing those things. Passive voice, they are receiving an action. So let's take a look at the difference here. So a sentence in the passive voice, on the other hand, when the subject is acted on by the verb. Bananas are adored by monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. The squirrel was chased by the dog. So we have a new subject, but they're being acted on by something else. So bananas are the subject here, and they're adored by. So you have a little tip. Sometimes not always. You'll see verbs that kind of imply that they're being acted upon, like by. So there you go. The money was counted by the cashier, but it's passively. Something else doing it. Something else is doing the counting. Something else is doing the adoring. Something else is doing the chasing here in the squirrel. The squirrel is not chasing; it's being chased. So that's active voice versus active voice versus passive voice. You'll see that on the ACT for sure. All right, here's a word for you, tenacious. It's an adjective. It means holding fast, holding it together firmly. It's persistent. You have tenacity if you are continuing your hard work in the face of all of this all of these hard challenges that we have with the way school is right now. All right, going to Schoology, you've got 2 assignments. Again, they're mainly just to check in with you. We've had 2 really intense weeks. We have trimester, we're fitting into 6 weeks. So you've been doing a lot of work. I just wanted to take a breath. It's our first Flex Friday. I wanted you to relax. This one is just to see how things are doing. What's your headline this week? How have things been going? What has your week been like? If you were a headline, if your week were a headline, what would it be titled? Let's add that language. What would it be titled? So go ahead, post that to Schoology. I'm curious, be creative, have fun with that. All right, again, I only had a few of you, so make sure you're doing your assignment. Go back and do Thursday's assignment. You had a lot of freedom with how you took your notes about bias and how you perceived it in the articles you chose. Let's take a look at what you said. Here's one student. This article has bias towards the way Trump handled or mishandled, in the case of the article, coronavirus. This is shown through the author bringing up the topic, even though it was not what the article was originally about. All right, so that's an interesting observation that the article was originally about. Let's see. House Majority Whip James Clyburn on Thursday slammed Attorney General William Barr for comparing coronavirus lockdowns in the U.S. to slavery, saying the comments are the most ridiculous, tone-deaf, god-awful thing we ever heard. All right, and you know what I was noticing, I think I saw 7 of you post the assignment. I could tell, I got a sense of your own opinions about these ideas, and that's fine. You're going to be expressing your opinions in these assignments, but it's also reminded me it's important to check our own confirmation bias as we continue to read through these things. So it's fine that we have that. It's natural. Just be aware of it as critical thinkers in developing your approach to your research next week. Here's another one. The wide-ranging headaches. So this word was identified by the student. Good job. The wide-ranging headaches that so troubled the USPS in April ultimately foreshadowed a summer of upheaval, thrusting the once venerated mail service into a political maelstrom months before a presidential election. Good job telling us who it came from. They make this sound biased because they say headaches and blame it on the upcoming election. They make Trump look at fault when it's really the company's fault. They need to take control of their business and get it together for their workers. So I appreciate how you point out specific language. Good job. And everyone else can get your stuff together because you didn't turn in anything. All right, your activity for the day. Exploring your motivation. We're going to be jumping headlong into our first research project, our first summative research project, our first summative assignment next Monday. We're going to give you the rubric, and we're going to explore what it is we're asking you to do. I figured this would be a good time at home today on Friday to kind of look at and explore why we are picking these issues. Why are they so important? And I want you to develop a narrative. You're going to be writing a letter to yourself. Address it however you want. Hey dude, hey Trey, hey Alexa, whatever, however you want to call yourself, dear, hey, whatever, go on with it. I don't care. I don't dictate how you want to talk to yourself. That's on you talking to yourself. So you have your freedom. But with the issues you have been exploring and researching and our online discussions, it is clear you value that attention be brought to the community with respect to these issues. So think emotionally and experientially, what is driving you towards each of these issues? In a letter written to yourself, thoroughly explain with why you are motivated to research these issues and perhaps possible actions that can be made to help the situations for those stakeholders involved. Going to Schoology now, the directions in that assignment are a little more detailed, so take a look and read thoroughly the assignment and then post it back to Schoology. All right, great job, 12th graders so far. Take a rest, take a breath this weekend, and collect yourselves, send yourselves, and we'll come back in full